There everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV. Quick breaking news video to end the night. I mean, we've just went ahead and won 3-1 earlier in the day, which was very, very pleasing to many degrees. And on top of that as well, it was a well-rounded performance against a very solid team. And what does Mohamed Salah go and do? He says, no, I'm not going to go and post on the game. He might have. I don't know if he did. But then instead he says, I'm going to go ahead and post about some friggin' deal that I've got with Harvard University. And what is involved in this Harvard University case study, which I'll explain more on in a second. It's about his contract at Liverpool, and basically the reason why this is interesting is because it was one big statement which Salah's body was covering half of. I'd encourage you to go on Twitter and look at the statement yourself, but this video is essentially a summary of what the statement means, and I didn't understand it myself at first. I would assume that's the case with other people. Done a bit of deep dive. That's why Twitter can be good, and therefore I'm here to deliver it to you. So in gist, and again, the summary of what's happened here. So Salah put this statement out, and it's about a Harvard University case study that they want to use on Mo Salah. And what it is, it's not, oh, this guy is a superhuman, let's test his body. It's around the negotiations surrounding his contract at Liverpool. So what him and his agent did to get the business done and to get the deal that they wanted. And this is directly with Liverpool, the deal that they got complete recently, or should I say the previous contract that Salah signed. Was it over 12 months ago, or was it two? I think it was 12 months ago, wasn't it? Just over 12 months ago when he signed that contract extension until 2024? No, 2025. My bad. So yeah, that's why this was interesting, because here's the positive thing to take out of this. And if you don't understand, it's essentially just a case study on negotiations, on what Salah did to get his deal done, basically. And the reason why this is a good thing is because this is obviously going to be public, and negotiations are usually something that's hidden. So the fact that Salah is comfortable enough with the contract that he was given and the way that the contract talks went shows that the relationship hasn't been broken at all. And I think we already knew that anyway, but I also think it's encouraging to maybe, if Salah was to keep up to this form, you know, you had divvies like me contemplating 200 million, which I've realised after the first few games how stupid that was. He's actually elevated this season, and I am someone, like what I did with Darwin Núñez, or what I am doing with Darwin Núñez, and what I did with Salah. Shut your mouth if these guys prove you wrong. They know more about football than me. And that's what Salah's doing. But the encouraging thing is, if he was to maintain this form, and it does get to 2025 and he's still world class and one of the best in the world, which is very possible considering his genetical freakness, then I think that implies that he's got a good relationship with the club. Therefore, he could extend a deal with Liverpool. So I hope that summary made sense. I thought it was interesting that he posted it, and I think you can take encouragement out of that, because it's a big statement format, and that always scares people. Even my heart dropped, and I just thought to myself, like, what is this about? Because, you know, over the past couple of years there has been a debacle with Salah and Liverpool, but where is the debacle came from? From FSG's incompetence of being willing to pay excessive funds. And all Salah is basically stating is that he wanted Liverpool so much, but he also wanted to be had. He wanted to feel like that he was needed at the football club. And although finances aren't the sole factor, it's definitely a factor on determining value for a player and how valued you are. And that's the thing about football. It's filled with metrics. Football isn't subjective. You can never prove 100% that your mum loves you. You can't prove it. But what you can do is go based off evidence, all the things that your mum's ever done for you. My mum probably loves me, or your dad, or your brother, or your sister. I don't know. But you can never prove it 100%. In this instance, with Mohamed Salah, he's saying, listen, I'm sorry we're talking about it, and I love this club, but football has got many metrics, and wages, unfortunately, is one of them. If you see somebody not as good as you, or not contributing to the club the way Mohamed Salah has contributed to the club, and you're on similar wages to them or less wages than them, I think someone like Mohamed Salah would have a right to be upset. Now, I believe he was already close to being the highest paid player at the club previously, and I know that this took him even higher up the pecking order, and deservedly so. Wasn't he on like 180k a week on his previous contract? I don't want to misquote the salary that he was on. I'm sure it was still huge. But people always go with the sort of table level argument of, oh, okay, well, these footballers are already on so much a week. Why would Henderson go? He's already on 150k a week. Well, sorry, mate, 350k a week in Saudi is significantly more based on percentage, and also it's tax free, so that's a factor as well. Whereas Mohamed Salah has sat there and said, I was happy with how this negotiation went. I was happy with how FSG was willing to compromise, because we all know that FSG aren't usually willing to do this. You know, you could have contemplated Mane staying. A lot of people wanted Mane to stay at the time. And FSG, it wasn't through a lack of trying. It was just simply that they were probably not going to match the wages that Mane wanted. And, you know, Mane was talking about wanting a new challenge and stuff like this. And I think that situation was a little bit of both. But Salah was a very unique case, that Salah wanted Liverpool and Liverpool wanted Salah. But I can want a six-pack. But if I'm eating Domino's every single night, then I don't really want a six-pack, because my want for a Domino's outweighs my want for a six-pack. And the reason why I raised that analogy is because Liverpool can say they want Salah, but if they're not willing to put the money up front to what that player is actually worth, for what he's done and for what he is going to do in the future and what he has done since signing the contract, then you don't really want him. And I think this is what Salah and his agent was trying to emphasise. And it came across, as it always does, like, oh, he's money grabbing, or he's doing this and he's doing that. I'm on the front line defender of Salah here. I think that this thing about Harvard University and willing to be open about the contract talks, I think that's positive. I think that it shows that it was in a good light. If it didn't go in his favour, or he didn't like it, he wouldn't be willing to expose it to a bunch of students in a curriculum format. And that's really positive to me. Do you get what I'm saying? I think that's encouraging. And it should be to you as well. This is not a bad thing. It's not a bad statement. It's just a statement that clarifies Salah wanting to talk about the negotiations and how the negotiations went in his contract, and it should be educational to a lot of people. But this is why Salah's really cool. You know, he's a quiet dude. He goes on the pitch, he scores his goals, he gets his assists, he creates for his teammates. No one can use the selfish Salah thing no more, which is something that was a narrative previously, which even is still crazy, because he was still getting close to double-digit assists many seasons prior to this one. He's just became this creator that is absolutely sensational, and he does seem to be getting better with time. Sam said it to me not too long ago, and at first I didn't see it, and I don't think off the past season I was right to see it, because you've got to remember, prior to his AFCON sort of failure, I don't want to say failure, but upset, you know, where Egypt lost to Senegal on penalties, since that AFCON, he had a good 12-month spell where he weren't performing too great. He was still getting numbers, still getting assists, weren't performing too great. And then last season comes along, and he had really good spells last season. This season comes along, he genuinely looks like the best player in the league again. And I know that could be a Liverpool bias, but I think it's easy to say when you consider De Bruyne is not in the league. And even though Arsenal are a great team, they're a great team, they don't really have one primary source for goals. Saka's improved and elevated his goals, but he's not the main source for goals for Arsenal. Salah is the main source for goals, not just through goal scoring, through assisting. That's crazy. Goal contributions overall, Salah's important for these things. When he came on against LASK, I don't care if they're a farmers team, he came on and he made a difference in that game. He did something that the previous 11 players didn't have the impact to do. He made that impact. Then when you fast forward to the game today, West Ham, again, I thought he was man of the match. Some people threw out Joe Gomez, some people threw out Darwin Núñez, some people threw out Szoboszlai. I thought Salah was man of the match. I thought he was fantastic. And I think without Salah in this team, we are significantly worse. And I can't believe, now looking back, that I didn't see it. I didn't see this Salah coming, and I should have. So I'm here to eat humble pie and also provide you with an update on what's going on with Salah, and I thought this was an interesting one. So if you thought it was, smash your likes, subscribe and all that good stuff. And like I said, go and read it yourself and read it with less worry, because I believe that's a good enough summary. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you for watching. Smash a like and all that juicy stuff. One last thing, actually, before I do let you go. If you've gone, suppose you've gone, so goodbye. Anyway, yeah, I just want to say as well, because I haven't been posting much recently, have I? And I'm terrible when it comes to stuff like this, guys. And the only thing I want to say is I really appreciate the fact that a lot of people have still remained supporting the channel. A lot of people who are members on the channel have remained members on the channel even through the lack of content. But that's not right from me. It's not right if, you know, people are investing into me daily content throughout the summer, and then even at the start of the season, and then about 2-3 weeks into the season, I just step back a little bit. And to be honest, I can't even put it down. It's a mental thing, but it's not a good thing. And, you know, learn from what James does. If you ever do YouTube, stick at it and believe in yourself, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can let the negative comments get to you, or sometimes you can overthink and think you're not that good of a YouTuber. But it's all with patience, it's all with time. I'm not the most clued up on YouTube. It's why I've got a phone that I use to record. It's why I've got headphones as my microphone and a plain background. Hopefully it can get to a point where I've got my own little green screen studio, and I've got somebody to do all the boring stuff for me, where I can just pay them and say, you do that. Yeah, or I could just learn. I mean, that could also be a very productive thing to do. And that's all good, but the main thing is the fact that you guys are the heart and soul of the channel, no matter what I do, no matter what productivity I bring or content or improvement in production. You guys are the heart and soul of this channel. It's a matter of fact. If you don't tune in, I'm talking to myself. You guys are the one who gives me thought-provoking ideas, and you guys are the ones who gives me video ideas. You guys are the one who interacts. You guys are the one who contributes financially to the channel, and I need to let you know that that's appreciated, and it needs to be retained in videos and good videos up in the production. Yeah, so that was just sort of something I wanted to get off my chest, because I think transparency is key between a YouTuber and his audience. Maybe for some, they don't think that, they might not look that deep into it, but I do. I love yous, man, you know what I mean? And you're probably thinking, where's James gone again? I'm not gone for good. I've still been staying on top of my match reactions and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been lacking in other departments, so I apologise. Hopefully, if I can just build up a little bit of courage. Honestly, I do get nervous going on camera sometimes. I don't know why. Like, I'm just being transparent. I know it might come across like I'm dead confident all the time, but honestly, chats don't have shit myself when I'm going on camera all day. Like, oh, I'm not feeling in my funny mood today, you know what I mean? And I don't like to be a negative bastard. And it's hard doing that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also very happy, dude, and 9 times out of 10 I come on camera happy. I just overthink. Don't procrastinate, that's a bad thing. Anyway, why do I take these videos here? You aren't even bothered about that stuff. You just want to listen to the footy. Anyway, love yous all. God bless yous all. Jesus loves yous all, and I'll see yous all later. All right, sayonara.